Cristiano Ronaldo's then first season. I still have for debate how successful it was, but no doubt it is all about, isn't it, Ali, going into this campaign, the Champions League?
It has to be. For Cristiano Ronaldo, but more importantly for Juventus. And this is why you bring the player. And you have to argue that the highlight for Cristiano Ronaldo and Juventus last year was that second leg against Atletico Madrid. And the performance that he put together, you say, well, that's exactly why we have him with our team. This is why he can take us over the top, because he can do this sort of things. The issue is that the rest of Juventus, at least in Champions League, came up short. And you're going to need more consistent performances from the guys around Cristiano Ronaldo, and actually a more productive year for Cristiano Ronaldo himself, who, let's not forget, was not the leading goal scorer in Serie A last year. And that in itself is a surprise. So I expect a guy who looks in the mirror and likes what he sees and expects himself to be at the top of every list there is in terms of offensive categories. Cristiano Ronaldo will lead, once again, the scoring in Serie A above Quagliarella and everybody else. He's going to be the guy, and he's going to take it to Serie A and then take those performances to Champions League. The rest of the group has to do the same as well.
The thing I wonder, though, is how many times Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be rested. He got rested when he was at Real Madrid that final year, when they'd go on away trips because of the Champions League. Zinedine Zidane's the first manager that actually allowed Cristiano to kind of time manage himself as the season went along. Now he's well into his 30s. But they signed him, obviously, for the Champions League. You're absolutely spot on. They didn't sign him for Scudetto 7, 8, and 9. So whether he's the top scorer or not in the Scudetto, I don't think that's what anyone really cares about. I think it's all about, can he do it in the Champions League?
You tell him that.
Of course. I mean, if you've seen his documentary as well, it is all about Cristiano Ronaldo, the person, and everything that associated with his image. But to the Champions League, once you get to the final, it's the world-class players that make the difference in the final. That's why Juventus fell short the 2 times that they've gotten to the final in the last 5 years, and that's where Cristiano Ronaldo was supposed to make a difference. So he's going to have more chances this season with Maurizio Sarri and that attack. Juventus were pretty poor to watch in terms of aesthetically pleasing sides last year under Allegri. Now you're going to have a side that's going to be playing a lot more in the opponent's half, and I think that could bode well for Cristiano Ronaldo, both for his numbers and also for his touches, and same with his teammates.
Mina, what are your expectations for Ronaldo?
It's interesting because, when we talk about him at Real Madrid, you had sort of Luka Modric and Toni Kroos creating so much for him. He was working with someone like Karim Benzema, who was happy to sacrifice for him. He came to Juventus and he didn't really develop a partnership with Paulo Dybala. He was playing under a pragmatic coach who cared a lot about the defensive side of the game. And if anything, I think that's what's provoked a change. They want to see Ronaldo do something interesting. They want Juventus to be aesthetically pleasing. And so I do think in a large part, when they did decide to change coaches and go with Sarri, it was to get the best out of Ronaldo, because they know they only have 2 or 3 years with him and they are so desperate for that Champions League. So it's like, let's bring in this coach who understands attacking play. Let's try to get the best out of Douglas Costa, because he's going to be huge onto Sarri. It's already been spoken about so much now in the Italian media, a player who can do a lot as well. Let's perhaps see what we can do in the striker, whether it was Romelu Lukaku, whether it be Icardi, or whether they have to just make do with Paulo Dybala as a false number 9. But the feeling is that this is going to be a team built to get the best out of Ronaldo, to get him to score the goals and to get him to do the best that he can in those big matches. Because it's exactly like Matteo said. A lot of the times you wanted to see Dybala and Higuain do something special when it came to a final, and a lot of the times it fell short. So this is the guy that can make a difference, and Sarri is there to try to get the best out of him.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.